Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Ari.
And I'm Louise.
Today, we're reacting to a video. It's quite popular actually. The video is called What My Trip to Japan Was Like, an experience of a girl that came with her family to Japan for the first time. And she made like a comic out of it, like an animated thing. I haven't watched all of it, so I'm really curious to see what we will discover as someone who lives in Japan.
Yeah.
Maybe we will realize there's some similarities.
I think especially of when we first came.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get right into it.
Been on with my family in years. My dad works super hard all the time, so normally it would be either my brother, mom, and me, or just me and my mom, and even those vacations became
so
pretty
cool.
sparse. It's been over 10 years since we've all had a family vacation, and all of a sudden we have a week to be squished together in a foreign country. So how'd this one go? Day one. We arrived at the Tokyo airport after a nice and easy 11-hour flight and got off the plane like, wow, I can't believe we finally made it. We've been planning and looking forward to this trip for almost a year, and it's finally happening. How do we get out of here? We walked around the airport for 2 hours trying to figure out what we had to do, which train we had to get. We lost Dad.
2 hours?
I think getting out of the airport is not difficult, but getting out of the station is difficult. When I arrived at Tokyo International Airport, Narita actually, I took the train to Shibuya, and then I couldn't get out of the Shibuya station.
And you chose the easiest station,
Yeah, I had to exchange there. So I had to leave the one gate and go into the subway, and I had no idea how to do that. And I tried to talk with the staff actually at the counter, and he was just looking at me. And I was like, oh my god, what should I have, like, how do I get out of here? Waves of people coming in and out. So I was like, oh no, I'm stuck here. So that was crazy.
Yeah, kind of overwhelming.
Definitely.
I took the bus, like the Nantoka limousine, to go to Shinjuku straight away.
That's so smart.
And that was super easy.
Yeah, that's
no
so
issue
smart.
for me. Yeah.
An hour in the sea of Asians. I'd already expected the worst and thought he was dead, but no worries, turns out he wasn't taken out by the Japanese mafia. My mom had to get train tickets and he had to take care of the luggage, so we split up and planned to meet at a ticket counter, but little did we know there were two of them on opposite ends of the floor, and as the stereotype goes, they looked exactly the same. So my parents were just grumbling and waiting for each other to show up at the opposite ticket stand with no method of communication because we didn't have Wi-Fi yet. After figuring that out and getting to the Tokyo station, we had to use the subway to get to our hotel. None of us grew up in the city, and using the subway was new to us, so we had to look at the train station map to see what to do, and...
Yeah, don't look at the train station map in Tokyo. Get Wi-Fi as soon as you can.
Yep.
Is this the Windows 98 pipe
Oh
screensaver?
my god, I
What
had
is
this.
Props to people who use the Metro daily, or even just know how to figure that stuff out, because that's like a whole Bill Gates secret code, and the consequence of making a mistake is paying to be plopped in an area you never wanted to be at in the first place. We didn't even know how to start reading the map, so my dad resorted to the only logical option. Do you speak English? Do you speak English? Konnichiwa. Please, help us.
英語話せるわけねえじゃねえか、外地のバカ。迷子になれ。
A good 90% of the time we were lost and not knowing where to go, so my dad would keep walking up to random Japanese people and trying to communicate with them in English, even though we were in a country that doesn't speak English. And when they obviously wouldn't understand, he would just try to say it all again, but slower, like that was gonna make a difference. But we found a guy named Paul who helped us out. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a big thing, man. With any language, really. In Japanese as well. When I don't understand the word, sometimes they say it slower.
Wakaru.
I don't understand what you're saying,
I
you know.
Especially they use like the most difficult keigo, and I'm like,
Yeah,
and then they say
ne.
the same keigo but slower. I'm like, that's not the issue right now. Like, just talk to me like as to a child, please. Like, I can't see, right?
Very true.
Like, please, don't try to be polite.
Very true.
Paul, konnichiwa. Japan is super different from the States. I didn't really know what to expect, but my mom and I were super hyped after experiencing and learning about the culture. Dad and Jax, not so much, but they like the food. So here's what happened. First morning, woke up early to do a Tokyo bus tour. This time, after our best friend Paul taught us the ropes, we were experts at navigating the subway. We got on the wrong train. We stopped at a cafe for breakfast, and it was at that point where I realized I wasn't going to be able to use the image translation app I downloaded to try and make communication easier while we were there. It would have been super awesome to just hover the camera over the Japanese symbols and have the phone immediately be like, hey, this is what this says. But it wasn't working the way I thought it would. I don't speak Japanese, but I'm pretty sure they weren't selling a surprised egg topped with the first time in fabric. I don't think that's a thing. Who married an egg and why is she so surprised? The tour was fun. We went to a forest with some shrines, saw some sumo wrestlers, went up the Tokyo Tower. Pretty cool Asian stuff. Second day, we walked on Japan's big famous crosswalk that looks like the B movie's traffic system. Pressed F for the dog that waited 9 years for his dead owner to return from the train station. I love you, Hachiko. Went to a hedgehog cafe. Got on the wrong train. Mega Donuki! Spent way too much money at the Pokemon Center. Won nothing at a big arcade. And then collapsed into bed. I should probably slow things down a bit so you can really take in. Day whatever! Wrong train! Rice triangles! Tiny banana snack! My brother said it tasted weird.
ちょっと待って。Rice triangles. Onigiri でしょ?
Yes.
So I also used to call them sushi triangles.
What?
Because I had no idea what an onigiri is actually.
そうなの?
Yeah.
まあ、そっか、you're not into animeだもんね。
No, I was not that much. Yeah.
Fruits Basket, there's an onigiri making episode. I knew everything I need to.
Oh my god. But small banana snack, I think that's Tokyo Banana what she's talking about.
Yeah, you love that.
Daisuki! I love it. Later, like I think after 2 or 3 years in Japan, I tried it and I was like, how could I ever miss that? It was so good. Like the cream inside, it's really good.
I ate it once. It tastes like Haribo banana gummy.
It does. Very artificial banana.
Yeah, but I like it though.
Same here.
Legs hurt. More noodles. Went to sleep. We had another bus tour around Kyoto, and one of the stops was this 1,000 golden statues
Kyoto?
temple that was really
Kyoto?
cool. We
Kyoto.
learned about a bunch
Kyoto?
of gods.
Yeah,
One
I
of
saw an
which
old-
I, a Pokemon master, already recognized since it was the inspiration behind Thunderous.
Dork alert.
Another one of the stops on the bus tour
I went
was
there.
this temple called
Me too.
Kiyomizu-dera. And there's a whole backstory to this place where some people would do this thing called taking the plunge, which was seen as a bold and desperate, extreme wish-making act. So it's simple. What you do is jump off the 43-foot temple balcony
No way.
and not die. That's literally it. I'm not joking. In
No
the Edo
way.
They used to
period,
do
people
that?
believe that if they put their lives in the hands of Kanon, the god of mercy, you'd be granted a wish, given you don't die, because he doesn't give wishes to corpses. During that time, 200 people jumped, and 85% of them survived, which I'd say is actually a pretty good
85
ratio.
survived?
Yeah,
One
that's-
woman apparently even jumped twice. Hey, my wish didn't come true. Well, I guess I jump again. Well, they don't let you do that anymore. Which I think is fair, I guess. Anyway, that wasn't even where I was going with that place. There's this little shrine area at the foot of the temple with 3 waterfalls, each representing either longer life,
Yeah.
wisdom, or love. And if you drink
did.
from one of
That
them,
was-
it's believed that you'd be granted that particular category in life. But you only get 1 drink. Thirsty hoe. So I go up there with my
Honto,
long
so you
cup on
like,
the stick
you gotta
No, no,
all
I
drink.
and was
didn't
watching
do
what
that.
everyone else was doing. They would get the water in the cup, wash one hand at a time, then pour some water into one hand to drink from, and let the rest drip into the pool below. Anyway, kind of.
Did you know that when you came to Japan?
No.
How to use the shrine?
No idea. I was so scared to do something that's like rude or like not polite that I never did anything in shrine. I just look at it, I leave.
Wow.
That's what I did.
Yeah, I understand. I was researching deeply.
Yeah.
And I was so scared making mistakes, looking at other people. But in these places, they're mostly tourists, actually.
Yeah.
So they also don't know what to do.
Yep.
I think many young generations in Japan also don't really know 100% how to do it, though.
Yeah, they know, but like they maybe don't know like precisely like why or how.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, depends, right? Like
Ma-
on their parents, like if they go together or something.
For sure.
Like the funny thing is like I know in Japan people don't really care of like, you know, if you do something from one religion, even if you don't believe in it. Very open, like just take what you want from each kind of practice. I
Yeah,
think.
and make
But
the best out of it.
because I don't believe in that religion, but like it's just like I don't feel like I should pray because I'm not part of it. So I always feel very awkward. So I always don't
Like
do
you
it.
skip it.
But I know like everyone does it. Japanese people don't care if I do it. Like they're
Exactly.
happy if I do it. But somehow like some things like
It feels off.
yeah.
I'll do it, and I feel
Yeah.
good doing it.
Yeah,
actually.
you should. Don't be
Yeah.
like me, basically.
Yeah, don't be like her.
Yeah, I'm lame.
basically, you're in the presence of some pretty intense wisdom right now. Also, there wasn't any place to dry your hands afterwards, so I got wisdom water all over my pants.
Yeah, true.
After that, we saw the 1,000 Red Gates. You're allowed to walk under them, but apparently it takes like 3 hours to get through them all, and we didn't have that time, so we walked under like 10 and called it a day. After waking up with some French toast that was lightly dusted with a pound of sugar, my mom and I went to the Studio Ghibli Museum. I can't express how incredible that place was. I would recommend it to anyone who has an appreciation for Ghibli, or animation, or art, or anything. I'd show you how mesmerizing it is in there, but there's no filming or photos allowed inside, so no spoilers here. I'm a child of the law. But I did snag this picture of the kids' play area because I thought it was adorable. And sometimes you just gotta break the rules when it's important, okay? We went to a conveyor belt sushi place, and Mom had never been to one before, so she got overwhelmed and just immediately grabbed like 5 random things. I've been to one once before, but my skills aren't anywhere near coordinated. So when I tried to put the wasabi bowl back, I ended up clogging a bunch of plates and ruining a section of the sushi harmony and just being really obnoxious, and I felt really bad.
As a foreigner, I think we're more clumsy than Japanese. I think Japanese are really good with like detailed things and being very gentle and I don't know, soft.
I think we don't care as much. That's
Yeah,
the issue.
we Westerners, man, we like bam, 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 close the doors and the sushi like, oh, gomenasai or whatever. So I really feel with her. Like it happened to me a few times where I knocked over a chair and the entire restaurant looks at me and I was like, oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're clumsy, man.
I am. I'm still.
Yeah, me
I
too.
mean, I try my best, but
I'm clumsy. Sorry, Japan.
We almost got on the wrong train.
Oh.
The wisdom juice is kicking in. We went to this famous Sega arcade with 8 floors.
That's in
That
Akihabara, I think.
was immensely intimidating.
Which
You know
one
how
to-
you go to an
Kyoto
arcade
again?
and there's
Akihabara?
always some
think she
Asian
mixes
kid who's an
everything up.
absolute god at a game, and there's a little crowd watching because it's so mesmerizing and we're all pathetic. This is their hive. This is the enlightenment mountain they climb for 80 years and consume nothing but tears of tigers. Car racing, combat games, even the children were getting spit out the womb playing like monks. Look at this guy. I don't know what game this is or the objective here, but the aura around him is screaming, "Leave here and never come back." Unworthy rat. We were also introduced to this dance game I've never seen before called Dance Rush Stardom. It's like DDR but with less arrows and 100% more late 90s Melbourne shuffling. My brother and I tried to play it and it felt like the whole country was like,
Don't even
oh
bother.
god, why are they here? They look Asian but they're white as crackers. But we got a good kick out of it, so you know what, go konnichiwa yourself. Then we left and got on the wrong train. For the last night we went to this robot show, and let me tell you, this place is insane. So the
At
main
the
attractions
robot
of the
cafe.
place are these
never been
giant
there.
flashy
Have
robots
you?
and stuff.
No. Oh.
But I gotta talk about these drinks and light bulbs they were selling. They were crazy with all their blinking colors and such. It was like a little rave in a cup. Like,
That
dude,
sounds kind of
who comes
fun.
up
It sounds
Experience.
fun, for sure.
Benjamin Franklin wishes he did, I'll tell you that. You got to choose from
I
like
know.
4 drink choices, but most of them were alcohol, so I got this peach juice instead. I'm legally allowed to drink now, but I'm not the biggest fan, and who knows how outrageous the drink would have looked if I was a
God,
bit tipsy.
man.
Anyway, definitely one of the most insane things I saw there, for sure. Top of the list of the entire show, nothing compares to the little light. Japan was so much fun, and it's become one of my favorite memories with my family. But the thing is, when I started this script, I wanted to briefly mention what we did so I could talk about how much trouble I had getting back home, because that was a whole situation of classic Jaden I thought you would enjoy. But here I am on page 4 of the script, and I haven't been able to talk about anything. I don't like breaking stories into different parts, but we're not animating a 20-minute video. I'd rather put my hands in the life of canon. Twice. So yeah, see you in a few weeks with that.
So cool. She's awesome. So
love it.
creative and everything she put. Amazing to see Japan again from foreigners' perspective, even though we are foreigners.
Yeah.
Like, it reminded me of so many things that I had in Japan. Like, I also took wrong trains. I also kicked over chairs. I made a fool out of myself. I also couldn't speak Japanese, etc., etc. But now,
It's totally different.
such a different experience. It's still amazing. I think we both love being here.
I love it. That's why we're here for 5 years, guys. Like.
Yeah, we love being here. Like we really do. And I would never want to go back to be the first experience. So happy because the experience I have now in Japan is closer to what locals experience Japan to be like.
Yeah.
From eyes of foreigners still,
yeah.
you know. So it's a very fun place. And I think everyone who maybe goes abroad in the future, remember you at the beginning it's always incredible, and then you have like it goes down a little bit, but then you get better in speaking and understanding, and just the whole experience will become much better.
It's more than a foreign country. It becomes another like home country for you.
True.
Kind of. Now I don't say I'm going abroad when I go to Japan. Like I'm coming back to Japan.
Yeah.
And then like I went on a trip recently. I was like, oh, finally I've been abroad after a long time. No, actually I've been abroad for 5 years,
abroad.
but like
That's so true.
it feels like home now.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I say even like France is Kaigai. When I talk to people, I'm like, I've been on a trip to
I'm going
France.
Kaigai. No, it's true. It becomes home, and
Yeah.
it's a very fun country to live in. So thank you very much for watching. Let us know in the comments down below. If you're Japanese, what do you think about the video? Did you have similar experience abroad? We are LanCul Eikaiwa. And if you want to improve your English and have supernatural conversations with us, make sure you check the link in the description box. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, ring the bell button, like the video please, and we see you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching.
Bye. Kyoto.
Kyoto. Yeah, I saw an old video of myself ordering food when I first came to Japan. And the way I said arigato was so wrong.
What did you say?
Just pronunciation was off.
Arigato.
Yeah, arigato. Or something like that. Like,
Alligator.
or